2 days ago, I posted on my story that I had a hysteroscopy, which is the removal of polyps that were on my uterus, my womb. Polyps are basically skin tags that, but yeah, just been growing at the top of my womb. I just wanted to do a video talking about how I found out that I had them, my symptoms, and kind of like how I was feeling before and kind of obviously 2 days after my operation. So my symptoms for my polyps were that I had really, really heavy periods. Sometimes my periods would be really long. So my periods, typically your periods last like a week or so. Mine could last between a week and 1 month. My periods weren't on time. So usually people have period like every 21 days or something like that, I think it is. Whereas mine could be 4 to 6 weeks. So my average is like 35 days or something like that. And then when they did come, sometimes I might kind of have a bit of a period in between. It was all over the place. It was a mess. And then on top of that, the pain I would have was just unbearable sometimes. I would feel nauseous, lower back pain, my stomach would be really bad. Mentally it just wasn't nice. It kind of prevent me from working. I definitely had to call in sick a few times. And one of the most kind of recent worst times was that I had to keep calling 111 just because it was just going on for so long. I had to go to A&E because everything the doctor was giving me just wasn't working. And then how I kind of got referred to for everything was I obviously kept telling my doctor that my periods are lasting a really long time. The pain is so bad. They would give me something called tranexamic acid, I believe is called. And that wasn't helping. So then they referred me to a gynecologist, but the waiting time for that was a little while. Then the gynecologist, I spoke to them, they said that I need to have a ultrasound. I thought ultrasound was only for people who are pregnant, but then I had to have one. And then the ultrasound showed that I had a small fibroid in the muscle lining of my womb. And then it showed that I had potentially polyps. I'd had ultrasounds before and it didn't show any of this. So I was kind of confused. But the difference between this ultrasound and my other ones was this time when I had an ultrasound, I was actually in my period. And I don't know, but I think that's maybe why it was seen more. Maybe they can just grow at different times. But I've had them before and no one's ever kind of been able to tell me why my periods are like that. So that was on Monday the 17th, I believe. And then no, that's a lie. That was on March the 11th or 12th. And then I got like another referral for obviously to get them removed and to get them looked at again. So the first time was just an ultrasound, and then I needed a referral for them to be looked at on via camera. So this one was a bit more invasive when they looked at it, and what they wanted to do was, it was like I was an outpatient, so they wanted to remove it whilst I was awake. Then when they went in and they saw there was more polyps than they first thought, and I think the size of them as well was quite big. So they said if they try and remove it while I'm awake, there's going to be it was quite painful for me when I was trying to do it. And then also they said the blood flow would be a bit too much. So then I opted to be put asleep so they can have it, so I can have it surgically removed. Then that was, I think it was Monday the 17th. And then I got a call like a day or two after saying that on April 28th, I can actually get them removed and under anesthetic and everything. So I went in the morning. They told me to come in at 7 at first, and then it got moved to 9. I got in at 8:30. Had to do different kind of tests, like done urine test to make sure I'm not pregnant. They done like my blood pressure. I had to fast before and everything like that. I had to wait around for a few hours because what they do is they get everyone to come in, and then they kind of rank you priority wise. So for me, I didn't have any like underlying health issues. So somebody who had diabetes was seen before me. So I got the 8:30, didn't go in until 20 past 1, I'd like to say. And then went through with I had a conversation with the surgeon and the anesthetist, the person who does the anesthetic. And then, yeah, they brought me to the room. it meant to do like a countdown, but I was quite nervous and scared in all honesty, so I didn't really do that. So I just ended up kind of crying, and they just added the anesthetic in through, I think it's called, I want to say a cannula, but it might not be a cannula. It was something that was in my arm. And then, yeah, it's got removed. So it's 2 days after. I've just kind of been having cramps. My throat has been a bit sore because they had the something in my mouth whilst I was unconscious, which so all to kind of be expected. But I feel fine. Mentally on Friday it was a lot, just because I was really scared. One of my biggest fears was probably that I wouldn't be fertile, but the doctor said no, like, if anything, this is helping you be more fertile, because if I were to get pregnant whilst I had the polyps, that it might cause like a miscarriage or something like that. So it kind of made me feel a lot better. Mentally, just being put asleep and just the fear of, God forbid, I'm not going to wake up again and all that kind of stuff. But it was okay. The NHS stuff was nice. My mum picked me up. They said that I'm not allowed, I wasn't allowed to drive for 24 hours. But yeah, today's Sunday, so I'm allowed to drive today. It's kind of sunny outside, so I'm going to go for a bit of a walk. And feelings wise, I feel okay. Like I said, I'm not in that much pain. Mentally, I'm feeling a lot better now, because one of my biggest fears was just about not being able to conceive later on in the future. But obviously that's kind of been almost eliminated now. They said that polyps can potentially come back. It's just one of those things. They don't know the cure. They don't know the prevention either. I'm almost weirdly looking forward to my next period, because I just want to hope and see that it is better. But yeah, I had a lot of nice messages and a lot of people kind of reaching out to me. Some people saying that they've had it as well, not in the same place, but they've had something, or they've had fibroids. And I feel, yeah, it's kind of, I just wanted to do a video to just kind of say, yep, if you have any of these kind of symptoms, get checked out, because I always was told, oh yeah, your periods are just kind of like that, or whereas no, it was actually, I did have something wrong with me, and now it's been fixed. And I'm really surprised at how quickly I was actually able to get the surgery. So it was like less than 2 weeks from when they saw how many I had and how big it was and everything. So I'm happy with that. And yeah, just hopefully that my pain isn't going to be like that anymore. Hopefully everything is fine. Hopefully they don't come back and all of that kind of stuff. And just all glory to God, really.